And according to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre, there have been more than 20,000 victims of fraud this year alone. And our next guest is one of them. And you're going to recognize her. Laura Lynch is a senior reporter and host of CBC's climate show, What on Earth? And she's here with us in studio right now. Laura, hello there.
Oh, for shame. Hi, Gloria.
Well, I'm really glad. You're proof that it can happen to anyone. We were just talking with Katie about the lure of those online sales, the Black Friday sales. So just take us through what happened with you.
So I got up this morning and I just sat down with my cup of coffee and looked at my emails, and there was one from Mountain Equipment Co-op, or so I thought, with its Black Friday deals. And I had been looking to buy some new socks for hiking, and I clicked on it. It took me into what looked like the MEC site. And I searched for the socks that I like, and they were, in fact, on sale for a whopping 80% off. And that should have been my first clue, right? It's too good to be true.
80%, yes.
Right. So, but I clicked on it. I bought 5 pairs. Thought that was great. There was a shipping charge on it as well. It came to a total of about $48 or $49, and clicked through, did all the other things to give my credit card and my address, and that was it. I thought, that's fantastic. I came to work, mentioned it to one of my colleagues, and she went on the site and she couldn't find it. So I said I'd send her the link from my email, and I looked, and the original email was gone.
Uh-oh.
And I couldn't find a confirmation email from MEC. So the wheels start turning, and I phoned MEC, and they had no record of the transaction. So then I called my bank, and there was a charge on my Visa statement that matched it with some really weird address. And the woman at bank, it was actually Van City, said, "Oh, that's a convenience store in Hong Kong." So I don't know if it really was a convenience store or whether that had been stolen along the way as well.
I see.
But I had to cancel the credit card. I'm really lucky that I did talk to my colleague. I'm really lucky that it was a pretty small amount of money. But I think of all those other people out there who were clicking away and maybe buying much more in terms of goods today because they saw this.
Right. So when you think back on the computer, like obviously you can't pull up the screen again because the email's gone. But in the process, did anything, as you're thinking back, I should have noticed something?
Yes. Yeah, there were a few things that now looking back, aside from the incredible price, which makes no sense. Duh. But also the way the billing went through, because I actually belong to MEC and they have all of my information, but I had to fill it out again. And I didn't get, because I use Visa, I get something called a verified by Visa. I didn't get that check mark this time. I didn't even notice. It was the morning, I was getting ready. I just clicked through everything that I should normally have looked at a little more skeptically, and also just probably to the address along the top, the URL, to see what it was, because it should be mec.ca. But I didn't do that. I just clicked all the way through and made my purchase, and I came up here and told you guys about it.
We said, we have to put this on the radio.
Because I'd hate to see other people get victimized by the same sort of thing. It's a very simple thing, but...
Yeah, but really easy to do. As you say, we're all busy. You're doing something on the fly. This is great. I know I like that product, so I'm just going to go with it. But just hang in there, Laura, because we have someone else I'd like to bring into the conversation here. Robert Shao is a computer science professor at the University of British Columbia. He specializes in cybersecurity and privacy. Robert, hi, good afternoon to you.
Hi. Yeah, nice to be on the show.
So as you listen to Laura Lynch, how common are scams like the ones she's just described?
Well, unfortunately, they are very, very common. So certainly, I think there's a bit of a new twist that I've never heard of disappearing emails. So this is an interesting new twist. I can think of a couple of ways they might do that. But otherwise, this is pretty common. And scammers, of course, they know that time pressure is a big factor in really getting you to part with your money or do something you otherwise would not. These types of sales are a perfect opportunity actually for scammers to kind of take advantage of people. So certainly I think Laura actually has all the right instincts. Thinking this seems like it's too good to be true. This is a really good deal. I should check the URL, right? So this is a big one, right? Making sure you're actually on the website of the retailer and not some other website. And so all of those actually, I think, are really good instincts. But yeah, these kind of scams are very, very common.
Okay, check the URL, Robert. What are some of the other signs to watch for as you're going through the process? I mean, one of them was just a really discounted deal here, 80% off. That was too good to ignore.
Yeah. So yeah, certainly if you're looking at the website and they're giving you time pressure, for example, to finish it, or they're saying, this deal will expire at the end of the day, you've got to do this now, that's certainly a sign. If you're paying with the credit card and they're asking for you fill in the whole number. If you're on a phone, for example, you have like Apple Pay or Google Wallet or something, you can actually pay with your phone, and they don't offer that as an option when you expect it to be. That can also be a sign, because those kind of payment mechanisms are normally a little bit more protected in that they can't just walk away with your credit card number. And so if you're expecting to be able to use something like a mobile payment system and that's not available, that can also be a sign that something is wrong with the website. Certainly these days, scammers are making the sites look more and more realistic. So really checking the URL is your number one way to really be sure that you're on the retailer's site. If you're clicking on the email, if you're on a computer, you can check, is that email link going to go somewhere kind of correct? Is it from a sender that I would necessarily recognize? Those are signs as well. Although I know companies use third parties to do their mails, it can still be a way to kind of just double check on that. And if you're not sure, ask a friend, does this seem legitimate to you, right? Get a second opinion. That can also be really useful. Even if you just want to share that with a friend and say, hey, this deal looks really good. Can you check this for me? See, this is, maybe too good to be true. Having that second opinion can also help to slow things down a little bit and give you that time and space to make sure, okay, yeah, I'm going to actually check those important factors.
I just want to jump into here for a second, because there was one other thing, now that you mention it, that put the pressure on, and they had the little icon there saying how many were left.
Oh,
so you didn't have time to think about whether I'm going to get this a few hours later. It was then or never, which was also really...
I mean, that's pretty sophisticated right there.
Yeah.
Robert, how much, I mean, if you're saying this happens very, very often, what are some ways, I guess, that once you're a victim, I guess, of a fraud like this, what do you suggest someone do?
Certainly taking the steps to protect yourself, your credit card number, right? So if you used a credit card or a debit card, you can immediately file a dispute with the bank. You should definitely be sending these things to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre to see if there's a way to for them to deal with that scam as well. So there are, I often will forward all those emails that I get, the links that I get, if I can find them, to the phishing, basically anti-phishing, and actually tell Google anti-phishing, Microsoft Safe Browsing, different services actually to report those URLs. And the usefulness of this is that if you report them, other people who hit the same URLs may end up with a page that just says, this is a phishing website, it's not the real one, and they will actually be kind of protected from the scam. So if these things are detected, those are steps that I will often take, and reporting those URLs is a really simple thing you can do to help protect other people from the same scam.
I couldn't do that, though, because the email disappeared.
Right. So that's an interesting twist to the story.
Wow, I didn't know that was a new thing. Lucky me.
Laura, anything that you would have done differently looking back now?
Oh, all those things we talked about. Yeah. I definitely would have. I would, and the instincts were there, but I didn't pay any attention to them. Thank you for the advice about reporting the Earl, because at least I can tell him. I did when I said to him when I called MEC, I said, you should try to let people know about this, but I don't even think that's their responsibility.
Right. If it's a front for a convenience store in Hong Kong, that's what you were managed to find out with this.
Yeah.
Laura, thank you so much for sharing this. I mean, it's not easy. I hope you get some new socks. Some new hiking socks. You deserve some of those.
I'll pay the right price.
For sure.
Just be careful out there, everybody.
Robert, thank you for sharing your expertise in this field as well.
Thank you for letting me on the show. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. With all of these sales flying at us for Black Friday, something definitely to keep in mind. That's Laura Lynch. Of course, she's a senior reporter, host of CBC's climate show, What on Earth? As she just laid out for us, she was recently the victim of an online scam. And Robert Xiao is a computer science professor at the University of British Columbia.